Hold onto your hats, Dolphins fans, because we're diving headfirst into the wild ride that is the Miami Dolphins offseason. Forget the pleasantries. Let's get straight to the heart of the matter. Our beloved franchise, despite being hailed as the NFL's top dog off the field, is grappling with a culture that's shakier than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. Coach Mike McDaniel's buddy-buddy approach with the players? Yeah, that backfired spectacularly last season. And let's be real, expecting him to suddenly morph into a hard-nosed disciplinarian is about as likely as a snowstorm in Miami. So what's the plan? It's time to bring in some fresh blood, players who don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. Remember when Tyreek Hill vented on Twitch about needing more dogs after our lackluster 8-9 season? He wasn't just blowing off steam. He was spot on. This offseason, we need to hunt for those relentless competitors who can inject some much-needed grit into our lineup. First up, let's talk finances. We've already twisted the arms of Terron Armstead and Bradley Chubb to free up around $25 million in cap space. But why stop there? Let's get creative. How about giving linebacker Jordan Brooks a $6 million roster bonus, slashing his base salary, and freeing up another $5.7 million? And while we're at it, let's restructure Tua Tagovailoa's contract to squeeze out an additional $15 to $19 million. Sure, this might haunt us down the road, but if we don't turn things around this season, heads will roll anyway. Now, about our quarterback situation. Last season's fiasco without a solid backup for Tua should have been a wake-up call. We can't afford to roll the dice again. So, let's bring in someone who knows McDaniel's system inside out. Jimmy Garoppolo, with his 43-21 record as a starter over 11 seasons, seems like a no-brainer. If he's not biting, Joshua Dobbs or even Trey Lance could fit the bill. Let's dangle a 2-year, $8 million contract with $4 million guaranteed and see who bites first. And if all else fails, Teddy Bridgewater's still out there. Maybe he'd be game for another stint as Tua's safety net. Fixing the trenches should be our top priority, starting with the defensive line. We've had our eyes on Jonathan Allen for years, and now that he's been cut loose by the Commanders, it's time to pounce. Sure, he missed half of last season with a torn pec, but when he's on the field, he's a game changer, especially against the run. With 42 sacks over 8 seasons, offering this 30-year-old a 3-year deal worth $36 million, with $22 million guaranteed, seems like a smart move. If the bidding war heats up, we might stretch to $14 million a season, but that's our ceiling. Re-signing Calais Campbell should also be high on our agenda. The 17-year veteran still has gas in the tank, and his leadership is invaluable. Let's entice him with a 1-year, incentive-laden deal with a $5 million base. His existing relationships with McDaniel and defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver might just seal the deal. Plus, having Campbell and Armstead as our alpha leaders could be the glue that holds this team together. On the offensive line, things get tricky. The market's either overpriced, aging, or comes with baggage. Historically, we've been stingy when it comes to paying big bucks for a guard, so don't expect us to shell out north of $10 million a season. More realistically, we'll target second-tier free agents, offering deals similar to the 3-year, $21 million contract we gave center Aaron Brewer last season. Guys like San Francisco's Aaron Banks, Pittsburgh's James Daniels, and Baltimore's Patrick McCrary are on our radar. But let's not get into a bidding war. If push comes to shove, re-signing Isaiah Wynn and Robert Jones to 1-year, $2 million deals isn't off the table. And we can always look to the draft to bolster this position. The safety position is another glaring need, especially with Javon Holland likely playing elsewhere in 2025 due to his hefty asking price. That leaves us shopping for not 1 but 2 safeties, considering Jordan Poyer's best days are behind him. Our top choice, 49ers safety Talanoa Hufanga. But let's not overlook Justin Simmons. Despite being 31, he might still have some good years left. We need a veteran presence to guide the youngsters, and re-signing Elijah Campbell, a core special teams contributor, should also be on our to-do list. Speaking of re-signings, we should make a concerted effort to retain free agent inside linebackers Tyrell Dodson and Anthony Walker Jr. But let's not break the bank. Walker deserves a slight bump from the 1-year, $1.2 million contract he signed last offseason. extending 1 year. $2 million offers to linebacker Duke Riley, a core special teamer. Benito Jones, a decent nose tackle, though not a bona fide starter. Deshaun Hand, a defensive lineman with potential. Receiver Dwayne Eskridge, a speedy receiver with return skills. Cornerback Siren Neal, one of the NFL's best special teams gunners. And tailback Jeff Wilson Jr., massively underutilized. Would be prudent. We should also wait until the second week of free agency to bargain shop at cornerback, receiver, perhaps bringing back Mac Hollins, inside linebacker, safety, guard, and other spots, signing up the best free agents who don't find work quickly.